Hey guys, my name's John. I'm from the YouTube channel Horror Fiend Reviews, and thank you very much for watching my first YouTube video. Today, I'm going to count down my top 5 horror movies. In no particular order, I'm just going to run through some of my favourites, some of the ones that I've continually watched throughout my whole life. Some of them I still want to watch today. The first movie I'm going to talk about is Halloween by John Carpenter. The first horror movie that I've ever seen in my entire life, and still one of my favourites to this day. It's one that I always go back and rewatch. Everything about it's just perfect. The music, the score, it's just... oh man, it's just amazing. Still gives me chills to this day. Jamie Lee Curtis, I mean, the all-time Scream Queen. I mean, she's just amazing in that movie. I mean, even performances like PJ Souls, she was fantastic in that movie. Dr. Loomis, I mean, just amazing. Just one of the greatest movies of all time. And I mean, that's when I became a horror fan, that's when I became a John Carpenter fan, and that's when I became a Michael Myers fan. Let's be fair. The guy is fucking sick. Next on my list is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 by Tobe Hooper. Although I absolutely loved the first one, it's an all-time classic. I think just the randomness of the second one, the sequel, is just... That's what really stood out for me. I mean, the whole radio station with Caroline Williams, she was great. Although it didn't have Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface, it was still a classic to this day. I mean, Bill Moseley as Chop Top. I mean, when he first goes into the radio station with the coat hanger and the plate. Oh man, that shit's funny. I mean, this shit you wouldn't get away with today. Just genius. I mean, Dennis Hopper in a horror movie. The guy is one of the most legendary actors in general, never mind in the horror genre. I thought it was great. I mean, the whole subplot of the family entering cook-offs with the people that they've just killed. I mean, and the like underground secret mountain layer with the tunnels and shit. Fuck. I mean, that was some good shit. So I mean, that's gonna be my number 2 on this list. Next on the list, we have Friday the 13th Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. Although it's not technically in Manhattan, it should be Jason Takes the Boat to Manhattan. But I mean, it's cheesy 80s horror movie at its best, man. I mean, it's a cliche, just kids running around. I mean, the punk girl that goes into like the basement area and she's like jamming out a guitar and shit like that. I mean, that's just typical 80s horror. But I mean, fucking creepy biology teacher, English teacher, I fucking can't remember. But yeah, I mean, I just loved it. And then when he finally gets to Manhattan, he just starts fucking up people. I mean, Kane Hodder, I mean, he's one of the best Jasons that I think has ever wore the mask. And I mean, if you've ever seen the Crystal Lake Memories documentary, I mean, some of the outtakes from that movie, man, it must have been such a fucking laugh. I mean, fucking Jason standing there with a fucking strap-on dildo. I mean, it's fucking awesome, man. It makes me appreciate it even more. But yeah, that's next on my list. Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Next on the list is Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors. I love this one just because Nancy comes back. I mean, she's a counsellor for the kids in the mental asylum. They all band together to fight Freddy Krueger. Possibly the greatest line of all time comes from this movie when she's picked up and lift it up and throw it on the TV. Welcome to primetime, bitch. I mean, that gave me chills as well. But Dream Warriors also had one of the greatest movie songs ever, which is by Dokken, and I've got this in my Spotify playlist, man. I fucking love it. Robert Englund, he just keeps getting better and better as the Nightmare on Elm Street series progresses. Yes, he moved into a more comedic role, but I think that suited the character better. Especially with, at the time, there was a lot of sort of faceless killers, you know, like Mike Myers, Jason Voorhees. I mean, they didn't speak, they had no character to them. They were just big dudes with big weapons, and they just fucked up whoever they saw. But I mean, Freddy, he's always been methodical, little quick wit in there. I mean, that's awesome. I love that. Last but certainly not least is a movie called Nightbreed by Clive Barker. I think it was adapted from one of his books that he made into a movie. And I mean, I found this movie by complete accident. I was going through Netflix and saw the cover when I was searching through the horror movie section, and it took me like 3 weeks to actually watch it after I'd run out of things to watch. So I gave it a shot, and boy, was I surprised. It was a fucking awesome movie. Some great people in it. I mean, fucking Doug Bradley's in it. Obviously from Hellraiser, which is another one of my favourite movies. It's definitely in my top 10. Maybe not my top 5, but definitely top 10. David Cronenberg. He also made a cameo in Jason X. He's right at the beginning. He takes a machete through the back by Jason just after he's just before he's frozen, I believe. Awesome movie. It's about this guy called Boone, who he's having these horrible nightmares, and his doctor makes him believe that he's actually a serial killer. But it turns out the doctor's the serial killer, who's David Cronenberg. He meets this guy. He meets him in a hospital. He finds out that these monsters in his nightmares live in this sacred place called Midian. He goes there and becomes one of the monsters, and they fight the police and the townsfolk, and it's just fucking crazy. I mean, it's got like 3 different endings, I believe, 2 or 3, and yeah, man, fucking sick movie. That's number 5 on my top favourite horror movies. Thank you for watching the first video on my YouTube channel. I just thought I'd get my feet wet, let you guys know a bit about some of the horror movies that I like. I've ordered my first Fright Crate for September, so I'm going to be unboxing that at the end of the month. And then, yeah, just going to be keeping it chill, talking about horror movies. I also want to give a quick shout out to 2 guys that have been really influential to me over the past few months. First is Al from Al's Horror Shop. Super cool guy, great channel, and he's got he's starting to get a pretty awesome collection. I mean, his mask collection is fucking awesome. And also Darren from Horror in Me, his collection is next level, man. I mean, his video production's great. I hope to someday be at that level. But yeah, these 2 guys, they're legit, man. Fucking cool dudes. Definitely check them out. I'll leave their link in the description below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very much appreciated. And you guys have a good night.